What's going on? In this video I'm going to show you guys how to sharpen your knives so they're razor sharp. You go whooching whoochong. My buddy left me his knives to sharpen, so I am going to sharpen them. Oops, hit my kid in the head with the phone. Super dull. Very mucho dull. Nothing great, but we're going to turn some knives that don't hold an edge into some knives that will cut like butter. So my buddy got me his knives. I typically sharpen these for them every so often. Probably a lot more often if we didn't keep forgetting to grab them from him. But like super dull, right? Doesn't, you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see at all, just has no edge on them. So I'll teach you how to do this real quick, real easy way to sharpen knives. Yup. Alright, so first thing you want to do, right, if you've already got a 2x42 belt grinder, then you'll want to use one of the belts, obviously. This is the way I do it, and at least this is the first step. So you want to use a belt that is very well worn down. So this used to be an 80 grit, right? Used to be an 80 grit, and now you can probably see it is very much not so rough anymore, right? You can see it's very, so you don't want to use a super rough belt. So you'll change that out, right? Because we're not looking to take away a bunch of steel. We're just looking to put a different edge on this thing. Because the edge that it has is just so bad that even if you brought it up to some, if you use like ceramic rods or something, you would have a really hard time sharpening them, okay? Right, so what we're looking to do is not grind away a new edge. We're looking to just kind of grind away the flat spots, which this knife has many. I mean, it will not catch my fingernail on any of this stuff. That's a good way to test whether a knife is sharp or not. Is it if it just slides across your fingernail at literally any angle that you do this on, it doesn't catch at all, it means it's super dull. Or you could literally run your finger across this and it's not doing anything, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to really use this spot right here. I will use the platen to make sure I've got a straight edge. I'll keep a decent degree, maybe 20 degrees or so, and then do the same thing on the other side, okay? And then what I'll do is it'll have a rough edge. It'll kind of favor one side. There will be a burr on one side or the other because this is kind of still a rough thing. I'll come out here where it's flexible on the belt and I'll kind of clean it up very barely any pressure, just kind of skimming it on both sides, right? To get rid of that burr as much as possible, okay? After that, you should see that it starts to catch your nail and kind of stick into it, okay? So now so now notice the blade is catching my fingernail. See, it's getting stuck. That means we're good to go. And I don't feel a whole lot of burr on this. Okay, which we're good. That knife is good for this part. We're gonna start another section. We're gonna start another kind of finalizing the edge after this. Okay, so we'll set that knife aside and go on to the next. Again, super dull, right? Putting a lot of pressure and cutting, nothing's happening. Okay, slides across my fingernail. The good thing about this is, even if it's not great, I mean, even if you're not doing the greatest job, and not, it's going to be a lot sharper than nothing, right? All right, and there you have it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 knives sharpened on the belt grinder, redoing the edge. Now I'm going to take it over to the ceramic rods and going to give it that fine, take off all the burrs and give it that fine edge. We'll be able to slice through paper like butter. Alright, so onto the ceramic rods. This I got at a estate sale. It was in the drawer of one of the workbenches I bought. Really cool, really nice. So if you don't have a set of these, you should get them. Puts the edge on your. The idea is you take the knife and you keep going side to side. My technique is I take one of the knives and I hold the knife perpendicular to the work area. So then it puts that exact edge. I don't know what degree this is exactly. And I just go five times down, 5 times down, 4 times, 3 times, 3, 2, 2, and then like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 for a little bit. And I kind of release pressure as I get down the numbers, so it becomes less pressure and hard presses. But this is the idea. Now it is completely stuck on my nail. Alright, so a good way to test if it's sharp or not is take the knife and it will cut. Cool. So we do that for the rest. And when you do it, when you go down, you'll feel which side the blade is, where the curl is, where it's burred to one side. It'll be a lot more rough, and you'll feel it kind of go away and kind of it'll equal out on both sides. So right on this side I can hear it and I can feel that it's a lot more, it's grabbing more. And so I'm just getting rid of those last little burrs that the grinder put on. I just kind of go back and forth a little bit, and then I'll do my sequence of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you go from all the way down, you can kind of feel if there are any anomalies. Yep. Nice. It's very important to keep your knife perpendicular to the ground, to the flat spot, because you're consistent with your edge. So it might take some practice. Oh yeah. Very catchy. And there you have it. That is how you make a mess in your kitchen. That's all. No, pretty easy, very quick, not a whole lot involved in the sharpening, but get consistent results. And they'll be plenty sharp for whatever you need to do. Of course, these are the typical knives you get at like a Bed Bath & Beyond or whatever, just some Cuisinart, nothing too great. So they're not going to hold their edge for too long. So they'll need to go through this sort of procedure again, but that's just the nature of the beast. So hope you learned something. Anyway, peace.